I think I've mentioned before that someone once said to me, not that long ago actually, but that his rule of life, so to speak, was to live the Beatitudes. And my reaction was, I try to avoid them at all cost. Because the text, drips with irony. Jesus is saying, happy are you who find yourself in seriously unhappy circumstances, people who, the last ones you would expect to feel blessed at all, people whose lives suggest they are anything but. So this is not a list of occupations we are meant to aspire to. Who wants to mourn? Who wants to be persecuted? Peacemakers are often the ones caught in the crossfire. People who yearn for justice, by definition, don't have it. The meek usually end up being someone else's servant. This is instead a list of some of the unenviable and frequently painful places in which good people often find themselves. They are positions of vulnerability and of uncertainty, places where we lack control, where we are dependent on the graces and the patience and the goodness of others. The Beatitudes are not about becoming someone else, somewhere else. They are about being in ourselves, here and now, and finding in that place holiness. That right here and now, with these pains and these worries and these conflicts, that integrity and truthfulness and decency and compassion can flourish among us, if nowhere else. Not blessed in the sense of being happy or healed or even successful. Not in just being resigned to circumstances beyond our control, but blessed in the knowledge that God is here in this mess, that in this struggle, in this place of fear and darkness, God is to be found, always. The God who was discovered in the dereliction of a stable, in a storm-tossed boat at sea, on a hill of torture and death, in the cold silence of a tomb. Because there is no extreme of abandonment, there is no degree of exclusion or disgrace or failure where God has not already been and where God still resides. This is the absurd faith of every generation of Christians. In his next letter to the Corinthians, Paul will return to this theme of the difference between the way things appear to be and the way we experience and respond to those appearances. We are regarded as sorrowful, yet we are always rejoicing, as poor, yet enriching many, as having nothing and yet possessing all things. And here today in this reading, Paul lays down the basis for this difference in perception, because we proclaim Christ crucified, a stumbling block to Jews and foolishness to Gentiles, but to those who are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ, the power of God and the wisdom of God. And at the very centre of our faith and of our identity and of our tradition is the inescapable reality of the cross. This perpetual reminder of where God has been and where God is still to be found. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. God chose what is low and despised in the world, things that are not, to reduce to nothing think I've mentioned before that a member of my clergy group in Vermont used to say that he really didn't like Good Fridays. There was just too much death and suffering. I used to suggest to him that probably Jesus had many of the same reservations. But he didn't have a lot of choice in it, and neither do we. There's this strong element within the broad embrace of Christianity that would like to pretend that the cross is an unfortunate, historical, and entirely removable reality. To move ahead with building things and doing good works and making the world a better place without this gruesome and embarrassingly visceral relic to folk religion. And with it, the acknowledgement that suffering is built into the human experience. We preach Christ crucified because at some stage, every one of us is crucified. Because death and because loss and failure invade our present. Because every one of us is immersed at times in grief and in fear and in suffering, and that can easily crush us, or it can be the invitation to a season of grace. Not one of these Beatitudes makes the slightest sense away from the cross. It is only there that we begin to grasp how we who sometimes mourn and weep, we who are sometimes reviled and persecuted, we who must on occasion submit and suffer and yearn, might at the same time be blessed. Because in Christ, every beatitude is redeemed. It is given weight and meaning. And so blessed are you who resign your job rather than become complicit in injustice and in tyranny. Blessed are you who refuse to comply with a culture of bullying and entitlement and suffer ostracism and demotion as a result. Blessed are you who refuse to enable abusers, who will not substitute ridicule of the victim for scrutiny of the perpetrator. Blessed are you who insist on speaking the truth and who demand truthful answers from others. Blessed are you who protest deception and betrayal and inhumanity, who at this moment, blessed are you who stand at SFO and LAX and JFK and Logan and O'Hare and ports around this country. It is in the cross that the tragedies of our lives become not insuperable obstacles or crushing burdens, but sinkholes, as it were, into greater integrity, into urgency, into greater insistence on justice, on truthfulness, on mercy. When we thrust ourselves into the very experience of Jesus and know there what destroyed him and the life that conquered, the closeness and the companionship of our God, and perhaps dimly discern in our own story and in our own struggles the outline of the life of Jesus. Throughout these gospel texts, there are actually a number of beatitudes. Frequently we actually hear, blessed are you, just that we recognize this group because they are together. The first beatitude occurs early in Luke's gospel, and it's not found on the lips of Jesus but on Elizabeth, who says to Mary, blessed is she who believed that the promises made her by the Lord would be fulfilled. It's the promises made by the Lord will be fulfilled. That God's purposes will endure. This is not necessarily happy or news. It is not to be healed. It is not to be anxiety-free, but it is a place of blessedness, because our God is never closer to us than when you and I are being who we were baptized to be, when we are doing what we were baptized to do, when we are taking our place among those who are excluded and reviled, who are demeaned, deported, among God's little ones, defending, protecting, insisting, protesting, sheltering, giving. It is one of the very few places left in this society